We have calculated this example. Okay. Some of the part is remaining, so we will cover in this lecture. So again, I repeat this example. Single phase full bridge inverter has RS load, R is 4 ohm, L is 35 millihenry, and C is 155 microfarad. The DC input voltage is 230 volt, output frequency is 50 Hz. First, find the expression for load current up to fifth harmonic and also calculate this. Second, RMS value of fundamental current. Third, power absorbed by the load and fundamental power. Fourth is RMS and peak current of each thyristor. And last one is conduction time of thyristor and diode, if only fundamental component is considered. Yeah. So in the last lecture we have completed this up to this third question. Yeah. So we have find the expression of this load current up to fifth harmonic. You can see here we have derived this equation of output voltage first, and then find out the impedance of each harmonic component Z1, Z3, and Z5, yeah? And its angle because it is the inductive nature of load, and then derive the equation of load current up to fifth harmonic. And second, we find out the RMS value of fundamental load current. That is what peak value divided by root 2. Clear? And third one is peak load current. So that is nothing but a square root of summation of peak current of all the harmonic component. Like peak current of first fundamental component 28.31 whole square. Third harmonic component peak 3.68. Fifth harmonic peak 1.147. So square root of all this peak current, that gives the total peak current of this load. Okay? Thereafter find out the RMS value of load current. That is a 28.57. That is a peak current divided by root 2. Okay? As we know the relation between RMS and peak value. And thereafter last we derive the load power. So load power is nothing but load current square into R. R is given here. Yeah. So in last lecture we calculated up to this and power absorbed by the load and fundamental power. Clear? Next we find out RMS and peak current of each thyristor. Clear? Remember this is a single phase full bridge inverter. Clear? So have you calculated this RMS and peak value? We calculate RMS and peak value of each thyristor. Yes, anyone? Have calculated this? Yes or no? Yes. Have you calculated this value? Yes, 70 number. Hey, Gandhi, have you calculated?
Sir, last lecture में present नता.
Present नता पर video lecture जो है ना भाई.
Sir, आप mobile में download नहीं करता video.
तो?
Mobile में थी video download नहीं करता.
तो laptop में नहीं करवाना, बीजा पास तो मैं नहीं करवाना.
Laptop નથી.
तो શું કરવાનું છે? ઘરે બેસી રહેવાનું છે?
ના, friend જોડે જોવાનું.
3 number Anuj, have you calculated this value?
Sir, I didn't get the answer still, but I have tried.
All of you please try to calculate the value of RMS and peak value of the thyristor. All of you please try this. RMS and peak current of each thyristor. How to find out RMS and peak current? See here is the full bridge inverter. As you know, there are 4 switches. At a time, two switch is on, and that is only for 180-degree period. Clear? So how to calculate RMS value? So let's just do this RMS value of thyristor current. This is the equation. 1 upon 2 pi. 2 pi is the base because we calculate the RMS value for one complete cycle. Clear? Then integration 0 to pi. Why 0 to pi only? Because your thyristor T1 that is conducting only between 0 to pi. Between pi to pi, it is off. So there is no current is flowing into the thyristor T1 from pi to pi. Okay. So if you see the waveform of thyristor current, you get only between 0 to pi, and pi to pi it is 0. So RMS value of thyristor 1, that is 1 upon 2 pi, integration 0 to pi, Im sin omega t whole square d omega t raised to 1 by 2. Clear? So here Im is constant. So sin omega t, that is the sin square omega t, that is Im square. Clear? So Im square come out from the square root, so it becomes Im. And now this sin square omega t, that is converted into 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. So this 2 is multiplied with this 2, so it becomes 4 pi. So this 4 come out of the square root, so becomes 2, and pi come out of square root, becomes root pi. So Im divided by 2 square root of pi, that is a constant. So take the integration of 0 to pi 1 minus cos 2 omega t. Here, how this come? 1 minus cos 2 omega t, because you convert sin square omega t into 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Clear? So if you take the integration of this, finally you get the answer Im by 2. Clear? So we already calculated the value of Im, peak value of thyristor current. Clear? Peak value of thyristor current is what? Whatever the peak current flowing into the loop, which is 28.57 ampere. Clear? In the last lecture we have calculated this. Whatever the peak current of load, same current is flowing into the thyristor, because load and thyristor are connected in series. Here, so 28.57, that is the peak current of thyristor, and RMS value of thyristor current is Im by 2. So RMS value of thyristor current is 28.57 divided by 2, which is 14.286 ampere. All of you understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please write down this. All of you, please write down this RMS value. We actually calculated the last time. Fundamental load power and total load power. Clear? So we also discussed that in the last lecture that your fundamental power is less than your total power. Clear? Why? Because your total power contains fundamental as well as harmonic component. Clear? All of you? Can I move for the next slide? Yes? All of you have practiced? Okay. So what is the
Yes,
next thing you need to calculate? We calculated RMS and peak value of current of each thyristor. Now last thing is conduction time of thyristor and diode. If only fundamental component is considered. If only fundamental component considered means we assume that all the harmonics are zero. So when all the harmonics are zero, it means we get the sinusoidal output. Okay. So for this condition, what is the conduction time of thyristor? Means that how much time your thyristor will conduct and how much time your diode will conduct. Yes? Can anyone give the answer? How much time it will conduct? See here, load is RLC. R, L, and C is given. So can you calculate from these three values the conduction time of thyristor and diode? Think about it. Yes, anyone? What you can calculate from R, L, and C? Yes, anyone? How much time your thyristor will conduct? Okay, let's see how much angle your thyristor will conduct. કેટલા angle માટે તમારો thyristor conduct થશે? For how much angle your diode will conduct. This is a RLC load. Okay. Yes, anyone? Please. Any idea? See, what is the
angle 180?
Yes.
I1 for angle 180 minus 51 degree it will conduct resistor.
How much angle your load current is laid behind the voltage?
67.5.
Calculate this. How much angle your load current is laid behind the voltage? કેટલો લેગ કરશે? Calculate this. Yes, anyone? So let's see this answer of this. How much time will thyristor conduct and how much time will diode? So as you know the equation of load current, I0 is equal to Im sin omega t minus phi. Here, here what is your phi? You already calculated phi. Yes or no? For fundamental component, what is the angle? Phi.
81.30.
Phi 1, 67.25. See, when we calculated the load current, at that time we calculated the phi 1, the first fundamental component, then phi 3 and phi 5. Clear? Here what is saying in the last question that calculate the thyristor and diode conduction time by assuming that without any harmonics. Without any harmonic, it means that your output contains only fundamental component. Here, means n is equal to one component. So at that time, what is the angle between voltage and current? That is phi 1. Here, phi 1 is what? Minus 67.25. Yes or no? You are going to last lecture.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what is the meaning of this? Your current is leading or lagging the voltage?
Leading.
Current is leading the voltage. Clear? So it is a underdamped or overdamped circuit?
Underdamped.
It is a underdamped circuit. Clear? So if you put this equation, if you know this equation here, this one, output current. Clear? So here we assume that for the last question that harmonics are not present. So it means that your load current I0 only contains this first component, which is a fundamental component. Yes or no? So your output equation becomes what? I0 is equal to 28.31 sine omega is what? 314 into t plus 67.25. Clear? So as you already see the waveform, if you see the waveform of full bridge inverter, here, see that for the RLC underdamped load, how much time your thyristor is conduct? You can see that from the starting omega t is equal to 0, t1 and t2 is conducting. Here, so here we calculate the time of any one thyristor. Here, because all the thyristor has the same conduction time. Here, so calculate the conduction time of any thyristor. So here I calculate the conduction time of thyristor 1. Clear? And calculate the conduction time of diode D1. Same way, diode conduction time is remain same for all the diode. You can see that D1, D2 is conducting at the same time, and then for the same duration, D3 and D4 is conducting. Clear? So here I calculate the conduction and time of thyristor D1 and diode D1. So as we see that we get the angle 67 by which your load current is lead the voltage. Clear? So it means what? As you can see that the angle during which your diode is conduct, that is the angle by which your load current is lead the voltage. It means the conduction time of diode during degree is what? 67 degree. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because by this angle your load current is lead the voltage. Clear? So you can see that here in this figure, this angle when current is 0 and up to this pi angle, this angle is 67 degree. Clear? So during this angle, the diode D1 is given, and rest of the angle the thyristor T1 and T2 is given. So this total period is 180. If you subtract this 67 angle, your diode is coming. So you get the conduction time or conduction angle of thyristor T1 and T2. Clear? All of you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we calculate only the angle. Now convert this angle into time. So diode is conduct for 67 degree and thyristor is conduct for 180 minus 67. Here. So let's see here. See here, current leads the fundamental voltage by 67.25 degree. So diode conduction is 67.25 and thyristor conduction period is 180 minus 67.25. It is 112.75 degree. So convert this angle into time. As we know that total 360 degrees, 20 millisecond for 50 hertz. Because you will see that in the example, output frequency is given 50 hertz. Okay. So one cycle has 20 millisecond period. It means 360 degree has 20 millisecond. So 112 degree is how much second? So this is the conduction time of thyristor. If you calculate this, you get the answer 6.26 millisecond. Clear up to this point? Is there any doubt to anyone? Yes. Now say we calculate the conduction time of diode. Here conduction angle of diode is 67.25. Convert this angle into time and give the answer. Hello, please calculate this.
3.74.
Yes, 3.73 millisecond. Okay. 3.73 millisecond. All of you get this answer? Yes or no? બધાને આવે છે 3.73 મિલીસેકન્ડ. All of you get this answer? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You can move for the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here the question is poor, but suppose that here asks that force commutation required or load commutation is required for this example. So what is the answer for this? Here it is not asked in this example, but in last example, if you see the last two example, the question is asked whether force commutation is required or not. Clear? Suppose in this example, ask that whether force commutation is required or load commutation is required. So what is the answer? Yes, can anyone give the answer? So when your thyristor is off or where force commutation is required? Yes, where force commutation is required? If the reverse bias time of the thyristor is less than the thyristor turn of time. Clear? At that time you require the force commutation. But here turn of time of the thyristor is not given. Clear? So you can write that like you can see here, if SCR turn of time is less than 3.73 millisecond, then load computation will occur. Here, SCR turn of time if less than 3.73 millisecond. Why 3.73? Because during this period your diode will conduct. When diode will conduct, what happens? That makes your thyristor reverse bias. Clear? It means that in this example, your thyristor is reverse bias for duration of 3.73 milliseconds. Clear? So if your thyristor turn of time is less than the conduction time of this diode, then load computation is occurring or load computation is required. Otherwise, you require the force computation. Clear? All of you understand this? Because suppose you take the thyristor turn of time is 2 milliseconds. It means that within 2 milliseconds, if you apply the reverse voltage, your thyristor will turn off. But here your thyristor is reverse bias for 3.73 milliseconds. It means this time is sufficient for thyristor to regain its forward blocking capacity. Clear? So it means that if thyristor turn of time is less than this time, 3.73 milliseconds, then load computation will happen. Otherwise, force computation will require. Clear? But with the assumption that no harmonics are present in your load. Clear? All of you? Because we calculated this conduction time of thyristor and diode with the assumption that only fundamental component is present. You can see it. We take only fundamental component of current. Clear? So I hope this example you all of you understand this. This is a very important example. And this covered all the topics which we have learned in the theory. Is there any doubt in this example? Anyone? Yes? Okay. So let's move for the next example. Write down. A single phase full bridge inverter. Single phase full bridge inverter fed from a DC source. Single phase full bridge inverter fed from a DC source such that fundamental component of output voltage is 230 volt. Find the RMS value of thyristor and diode current. RMS value of thyristor and diode current for the following loads. First, you take R is equal to 2 ohm. So first, R is equal to 2 ohm. Calculate this RMS value of thyristor and diode current. Yeah. Then for second case, when load is R is equal to 2 ohm, XL is equal to 8 ohm, XC is equal to 6 ohm. In this case, we calculate again the RMS value of thyristor and diode. So if you understand this question, so here fundamental component of output voltage is given. It means V01 is given 231. Clear? DC source such that your fundamental output voltage is 231. It means your output contains only fundamental component. There is no any harmonics. Clear? So in this case, first calculate RMS value of thyristor and diode current. First for the resistive load. So as we already discussed in the last lecture, how to calculate, also the last slide, last example, how to calculate the RMS value of thyristor current. So anyone can give me the answer? So let's do this example here to this blackboard. Here I share my screen. Ravi, please watch this. All of you able to see this blackboard? बताया देखा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the given
Yes,
data?
sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the given data? First, RMS value of output voltage is given. V01 is 230 volt. Clear? What is find out? What you need to find out? Thyristor current and diode current. It means IT1 current flowing to the thyristor 1 or diode current. Calculate the thyristor and diode current for any one device. Because for all the devices it will remain same. So we need to find out IT1 and IT1 for first case when R is equal to how much? 2 ohm. Yeah. Then is there any other data is given? No. So first for this R is equal to 2, we need to calculate thyristor current and diode current. So what is the equation of RMS value of thyristor current?
Sir,
Yes.
screen blur આવે છે.
So how is it?
Blur, blackboard blur દેખાય.
Clear નથી દેખાતું બધા?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
1 minute. દેખાય છે બધા?
Yes, sir. अब सही है.
All of you can see this screen? Blackboard બધા દેખાય છે?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we first find out RMS value of thyristor current for load R is equal to 2. Clear? So if you not know how to calculate this, first go to the waveform. So what is the waveform for R load? For R load, here's output is only fundamental component. It means your output load current is your sine wave. Clear? It means current flowing into the thyristor, that is also sine wave. Clear? So your supply voltage is what? DC voltage. Clear? Now, what is the value of total load current? I0. Load current is what? Suppose this half time is here T by 2, and this is the total time T. Here. So here you get the sine wave because it is a resistive load. Yeah. And voltage is also pure sinusoidal because resistive load voltage and current are same is. So that is I0 and this is your VT. Clear? Now during which time current is flowing into the thyristor? When you apply the gate pulse at 0 degree, it will remain conduction up to this T by 2, or you can say that up to 5 degree. Yes or no? And for the rest of the pi to 2 pi, it is remain 0. Clear? So if you draw the waveform of thyristor 1 current, so current is flowing only between 0 to 5. And that current is same as the load current. Because load is connected in series with the thyristor when T1 and T2 both are connected. All of you understand up to this?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So it means that thyristor current you get between 0 to 5 and between 5 to 2 pi it is 0. Clear? So if you calculate the RMS value of this waveform, the equation of IT1 that is equal to or A is equal to 1 because we calculate RMS value for one complete cycle. Clear? And integration 0 to 2 pi. 0 to 2 pi. And value of current is what? So what's the value of current? Equation
230 by 2.
for yes. What is the
1
output current? What is the shape of Harris wave current? It is a sine wave. Yes or no? The sine wave has speed varying. Suppose it is Im.
I am sine omega t.
Yes, it is Im sine omega t. Here there is no angle difference between voltage and current. So it is only Im sine omega t. Suppose it is an inductive load, then you can write Im sine omega t minus or plus 1. Yeah. But you can see here voltage and current same way. Angle is 0. So it is Im sine omega t whole square raised to 1 over t. That is the equation of RMS value of Harris wave. Now solve this equation and give the answer. What is the Harris wave RMS value? What upon 2 pi here? Im square sin square omega t. So Im square is constant. Sin square omega t here I convert it to 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Clear? Integration 0 to 2 pi
I
1
am
minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. બધાને દેખાય છે સ્ક્રીન?
Yes, sir.
I am by root 2.
Sorry?
I am by root 2.
No, I am by. No, it is not I am by. It is I am by 2 only. Answer is I am by.
But sir, integration is 0 to pi.
Yes, you take integration only 0 to pi because you get the current only between 0 to pi. Between pi to pi is 0. Yes or no? Here we take integration 0
Yes.
to pi, but separate this integration in two parts. One is 0 to pi and after pi to 2 pi. But pi to 2 pi, our current is what? 0. So it means RMS value for the next half 0. Clear? So here, let's solve this. So this 2 is multiplied here, so it becomes 4 pi. So if Im square divided by 4 pi, come out of this square root. So this becomes Im divided by 2 square root of pi. And we take integration cos 0 to pi. So here only part remaining is what? 1 minus cos 2 omega t. So this 2 is multiplied with the 2 and come out of the square root, so it becomes 2. So 1 minus cos 2 omega t d omega t raised to 1 by 2. Clear? Now, again simplify this Im divided by 2 square root of pi. See here we take integration only 0 to pi. Pi to 2 by 0. Which directly that is 0. Here, we don't need to write. So integration of 1 with respect to d omega t. It is omega t and integration of cos 2 omega t sin 2 omega t divided by 2, and that is 0 to pi, and this is the square root of this. All of you please calculate with me. Now simplify this equation.
I am by 2.
Yes, it is I am by 2. So here omega t pi to 0, so pi minus 0 minus sin 2 omega t divided by pi minus sin 0 divided by 2 and raised to 1 by sin 2 pi is 0, so this term becomes 0, so only pi is remaining, that is under square root. So finally we get the answer Im by 2 root pi. This also becomes root pi. Root pi is cancelled out. So finally we get the answer Im by 2. Here what is the value of Im? What is the value of IM? What is the value of IM? The value is given? No, it is not given. So you need to calculate IM. So before calculate IM,
2 times of I01.
yes. Sorry.
Root 2 times of I01.
Root 2 times IRMS. But what is the IRMS?
I01. That is fundamental component.
But what is the RMS current here? It is not given here.
115 root 2.
115.
Root 2.
Yes, here RMS value is not given, but you calculate because RMS value of voltage is given. How much? It is 234. Here, output RMS voltage fundamental component is given 234. So fundamental component of current, RMS current, that is what V01 divided by 230 divided by 2. Your resistance is 2. So it is 115 ampere. So this is the RMS current. We need to calculate peak current. So it is root 2 times IRMS. This one 115 divided by 2. Root 2 times 115 divided by 2. What is the answer? What is the answer?
81.317.
What? Yes?
81.317.
Yes, 81.33 amperes. Also get this answer 81.33 ampere. That is the RMS value of thyristor current. Here. All of you get this point? Any doubt? Is there a doubt to anyone? Yes or no?
No,
Now next question is what? Calculate the RMS value of diode current. So what is the answer of this? Here we draw the waveform of thyristor current. Here. Now if you draw the waveform of diode current, where diode is conducting?
zero.
Why
Zero,
zero?
sir. I
Yes, very good.
because it is purely resisting.
Because it is a resistive load. As we know that for the resistive load, your feedback diode will not conduct you. Here, it will not come into picture when your load is resistive in nature. Here. So here answer is what? RMS value of diode current is 0. Because diode is not conducting. So there is no current flowing into the diode. So diode current is 0. Yeah. So this is the answer of thyristor and diode current for first case when R is equal to 2 ohm. Here. Now for the second case, let's calculate again this RMS current and RMS current of thyristor current and diode. Allow me try to calculate and give you the answer. But before that, allow me please do the waveform like this. Now it is the RLC load. Here, XL is given and XC is given. So before calculating the value of RMS thyristor, draw the waveform so that you can easily understand. Here, output is fundamental. It means the output voltage V0 is pure sine wave. Okay. Let's do the sine wave. This is your output voltage V0. Okay. Now, by taking the projection, draw the waveform of load current. Current flowing into the load. So, your load current is leads or lag gains of voltage. Clear? Here we not know what is the angle, but we can calculate this angle by the equation phi is equal to tan inverse XL minus XC divided by R. Clear? So this angle shows the relationship between the or angle between the voltage and current, output load current and voltage. So XL is given how much? 8 ohm. And XC is given how much? It is 6 ohm. So tan inverse 2 by 2, it means tan inverse 1. How much angle?
45 degree.
45.
45 degree. So this 45 degree is positive, it means what? Your load current is lag behind the output voltage by angle 45 degree. So it is a underdamped or overdamped load?
Overdamped.
Under.
Overdamped. You can also say that from the value of XL and XC. You can see the value of XL is greater than XC. So when XL is greater than XC, your load is always overdamped load condition. Clear? So in overdamped load condition, at the starting of this waveform, which device is conducting? If you see the waveform of a full bridge inverter,
Diode.
initially diode D1 and D2 is conducting. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How much time it will remain conducting? 45 degree.
45 degree.
Here. So here suppose I say that this is a 45 degree. Here. So if I draw the waveform of load current I0, so first between 0 to 45 degree, it's up to this angle, my load current is negative because of conduction of diode D1 and D2. Let's see here, this is the diode D1 and D2 conduction. Next, after this angle 45 to 180 degree, your thyristor will start conducting T1 and T2. Clear? So it will conduct and it becomes 0 up to this 180 plus 45 degree because each thyristor is conducted for 180 degree. Yes or no? Here each thyristor is conducted for 180 degree. Or it becomes off here at angle 1. Yes? The thyristor given. Sorry?
It will go off at angle pi.
It will remain conducting up to the angle pi because at pi, if you see the waveform, the gate pulse of T1 and T2 is removed. Clear? It means that the thyristor T1 and T2 is off. Maybe by load computation or force computation. Clear? So here, you get the load current from pi to 2 pi. Sorry, pi, this angle 45 to pi, where T1 and T2 is connected. Yes. And angle pi, it is force commutated or load commutated. That depends upon the thyristor curve of time. Here, but here it is not possible. For RLC overdamped load computation is not possible because you can see that at angle pi, your voltage is not reversed its direction, like happen in the underdamped load. Here, so always in the overdamped load, we use a force computation because your thyristor is not coming to reverse bias. Clear? After the conduction. So you can see that after this pi degree, what will happen? Which diode is conducting? T3 and T4.
D3, D4.
That up to this angle 180 plus 45. Clear? So at this angle pi to 45, pi plus 45, your diode D3 and D4 is conducting. And same way after the conduction of D3 and D4, your T3 and T4 divided. And same again after this 2 pi degree, again diode D1 and D2 is connected. Same like this. Yeah. So this is a waveform of RLC load. Sorry, RLC overdamped load. Clear? Now here you can see that diode is conducting 0 to 45. It means duration is 45. So take the integration up to 0 to 45. Then you calculate the RMS value. Here the thyristor is conducting from 45 degree up to pi degree. So this period is how much? 180 minus 45. It is 135. So you will write 3 pi by 4. Clear? So when you calculate RMS value for thyristor current, take the integration of it from 0 to 3 pi by 4. Because total duration is what? 3 pi by 4 or 135 degree. Clear? Our equation is remains same as we write in the previous value. So now calculate this value, RMS value of thyristor and diode current. All of you try this and give me the answer. Calculate the RMS value and thyristor. Sorry, RMS value of thyristor and diode current. Our equation is remain same as we have calculated for R1. Let's write again. R1 that is 1 upon 2 pi base integration. We have to take integration of 0 to 3 pi by 4. Because on this integration we have given 0 to 3 pi by 4. Your current is what? Sinusoidal in nature. Im sin omega t d omega raised to 1 by 2. Clear? All of it? Equation. This is a whole square. Yeah. Okay. Same again, convert this sin square omega t to 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 1 upon 2 pi im square. This becomes 4 pi because it converts 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Integration 0 to 3 pi by 4. 1 minus cos 2 omega t square raised to 1 by, sorry, it's not square, d omega t. Now this becomes im by 2 square root of pi when it is come out of square root. Integration omega t minus sin 2 omega t divided by 2 from 0 to 3 pi by 4 and this is raised to 1 by 2. Im divided by 2 square root of pi 3 pi by 4 minus 0 minus sin 2 omega t is replaced by 3 pi by 4 minus 0 replace omega t by 0 so sin 2 is 0 and divide by 2 and whole raised to 1 by 2. So this is the first term becomes 3 pi by 4. It is im by 2 square root of pi. That first term is 3 pi by 4. Second term here 2 into 3 pi by 4. So 2 to cancel out here, so it becomes 3 pi by 2. So sin 3 pi by 2 is what? What is sin 3 pi by 2? Or sin 2 is 72?
minus 1.
Minus 1. So it is minus this sign and sin 3 pi by 2 is minus 1 and sin 2 0. This sin 0 is 0 and divided by 2. So it is minus 1 divided by 2 raised to 1 by 2. Clear up to this point? All of you? Up to this point is clear? All of you? Yes or no? Okay. Now, what is the simplification of this? Give the answer. Im by 2 root pi 3 pi by 2 plus 1 by 2 raised to 1 by 2. Im divided by 2 root pi 3 pi plus 2 divided by 2. So simplify this and give the value of thyristor current in terms of Im. Because Im is again it's an unknown quantity. So how to calculate Im? Maximum value. So again calculate RMS value. So RMS value is what? I01. That is V01 divided by your impedance. Here RLC load, it means it is Z. In the first case only resistance. Here in this case RLC is given. So it is impedance. So V0 is given to the what? Conductor voltage. Your Z is what? R is given how much? 2. So 2 square plus XN is given
0.657.
8 minus 6 whole square. So what is RMS current? 81.31. 81.31 ampere. All of you get this answer? 81.31. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Calculate this. So here we calculate RMS value. Here in the equation there is a peak value. Here. So it is root 2 times RMS value. So that gives what? Peak value. So I have replaced this IM root 2 times this RMS value 81.31 divided by 2 square root of pi 3 pi plus 2 divided by 4 square root. Now finally give the answer of this. So our answer RMS value of thyristor. Yes.
$38.7.
No. It is a square root. Okay. See here this 3 pi plus 2 divided by 4 square root. Consider value of pi 3.14. Yes.
54.8.
Yes, very good. Answer is 54.8 ampere. This is the value of RMS value of thyristor current. This is the first answer. All of you get this answer? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there any
Yes,
doubt?
sir.
Now next you want to calculate the diode current. So same equation, but just do the integration from 0 to pi by 4. Yeah, because the diode is conducting only between 0 to pi by 4 in one side. Clear? The rest of the equations remain as it is. So give me the answer of diode current. All of you calculate and give the answer. This one is clear to all of you? So diode current is 1/2 pi. RMS value is integration 0 to pi by 2 Im sin omega t whole square d omega t raised to 1 by Im divided by there are directly that Im divided by 2 square root of pi directly convert 1 minus cos 2 omega t integration omega t minus cos omega t cos 2 omega t integration sin 2 omega t divided by 2 from 0 to pi by 2. and that is raised to 1 by 2. IM divided by 2 square root of 5.
12.27.
5 by 4 minus 0. Yes, answer is 17.32. 17.32. Verify this answer by calculating. See, 5 by 4 minus 0 minus sine 2 pi by 4 divided by 2 minus sine 0. It will remain 0. Raised to 1 by 2. So IM divided by 2 square root of 5. This term remains pi by 4 minus this term is what? Sin 2 pi by 4. Means sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is what? 1.
1.
Clear? So it is what? Minus 1 by 2. And that is raised to 1 by 2. Value of IM, again it is what? Root 2 times 81.31. So calculate this and verify that it is 17.31. Okay. Have you get this? 17.32.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here example is over. Is there any doubt in this example? In the waveform, how we calculate this RMS of thyristor and diameter for different load condition. Clear? All of you? So this example is over. You can see here in the presentation also I drew this waveform. You can understand clearly. So next lecture we'll start a new topic, quality of power, which indicates the performance parameter of inverters. So we discuss the different performance parameters, which shows that what is the quality of your inverters. Okay. So up to this, here I am over this lecture. If you have any doubt, please ask the question. Otherwise, we stop this lecture here. Is there any doubt to anyone?